Connection with Shade Network activated. Audio file download commencing. Files marked extremely sensitive. Strategic Homeland Division only. Agent commencing transmission.
What's up, agents? You're listening to episode 192 of SITREP Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of the Division 2. This week we finally get all the juicy details on episode 3 dropping very soon. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me as always is my co-host Robert.
Hello.
And unfortunately, Luke is sick. He's still got the dollar flu, but hopefully he should be back in full working order next week. Because he's been coughing like a seal, so he didn't think it would be good to be back on this week's episode, but he's not disappeared, not yet. Sounds really bad. Don't worry, you should be back next week. Anyway, I hope you guys and our listeners have had a great week, and welcome to any new listeners of the show. Good week so far, Rob?
Yeah.
Good descriptive answer. You been up to much?
No.
Just cardio. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we better get down to some news then.
State of the game.
Okay, so this week's State of the Game, Hamish was joined by Yannick and Drew to talk about episode 3.
Can you tell me their second names?
I think what's Drew's Rekna, and I don't even want to butcher.
I just noticed that both of those were underlined in red in our
Notes.
show notes. I just thought it might be funny for you to try and pronounce them.
Is it Bancharu? It's probably not.
Bancharu? It's French, isn't he? So
yeah.
Rekna is probably wrong as well because he's
Reshna.
He's Swedish, so I don't know. I want to just try that.
Okay, so we'll just stick to Yannick.
Reichner? I don't know.
Let's stick with Yannick and Drew, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so everyone was waiting for this week's State of the Game for some news on episode 3. Obviously, we're going back to New York City in a way, or some shape or form, shall I say. And I was kind of surprised when, what was it, about 7:30, 8 o'clock last night, a trailer dropped for episode 3, a story trailer. I was like, I thought they might have just dropped this on the State of the Game, but hey, kind of feel like the State of the Game gets spoiled slightly because of this. I don't know what you thought, Rob.
No, the trailer's amazing.
Yeah, apart from that, but the fact it dropped before they had a chance to say anything on the State of the Game. It kind of feels like standard Ubisoft practice. Do you remember when, what was it, year 2 of the Division 1 got leaked prior to them talking about it? And they were like, yeah, so all this is coming. And then, yeah. It just feels like typical.
Are we going to dissect the trailer, or just going to yeah, there was a trailer, go watch it, it's good.
There was a trailer. It was good. It had cleaners in it, upgraded cleaners.
Yeah.
With shields and flamethrowers, even though they had technically have flamethrowers anyway. Obviously, the first look at the new specialization, which was the firewall, I believe. Yeah, firewall. I kind of think the dude, the guy being held hostage by the Black Tusk NPCs was Vitaly Tachenko.
Yeah.
And come on, it's pretty obvious the dude at the end walking away.
Spoilers. If you haven't seen the trailer.
Spoilers. If you haven't seen this trailer, there's...
Watch it first.
Yeah, watch the trailer first.
Pause us now.
Pause us now. I'll give you 5 seconds.
Okay, they're back, right?
Okay, they're back. Aaron Keener?
Who's that?
Well, for those of you that didn't play the Division 1, he was like the antagonist throughout the whole game, but you only find out at the end. And it was on kind of like an anticlimactic ending, I believe, for the Division 1 story. Because you go to Tachenko's lab and you're about to get him, and then all you end with is like an echo, and he's disappeared, and that's it.
Yep.
Something on those lines. So this is the first real story progression that we've had for the Division 1 in almost 2-3 years. I know we had some bits in the West Side Piers, wasn't it?
Yeah. Something that Drew said as well on the start of the game was that it's gonna bring episodes 1 and 2 into the story as well, into the fold, and then it's gonna all culminate into the end of the story.
Is it the end? Because I mean, Drew said about it's
the beginning
really,
of the end.
It's really pushing the story forward, probably more so than any other piece of content we've had in the Division 2, like story wise. Because the story in the Division 2 is okay, but to me it feels really lackluster compared to like the plot thread that we had for the first game. Because it is kind of like settlements and then get Isaac back online, and that's save the president. There's not a real
dirty president.
We still haven't seen that come to fruition yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's gonna all come into play, I think, in the next couple of missions we get.
What you reckon that it could happen? Yeah, I wonder if the president is finally going to be like, the Division has gone rogue.
The president is Aaron Keener.
Ooh, but then he would have had to have been. He would have had to have been a shade agent at some point. So they would have had his face on record to then become the president.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Maybe he's working for Keener.
Maybe he was wearing a mask.
What, frickin' Tom Cruise style?
Mask. Yeah,
Tom Cruise style. It's like, I wish you could have seen that.
we both just pulled on our chins.
I'm still me, just to be sure. I'm still me.
I'm Luke now.
Oh, fucking hell. Luke, what are you doing here? Why are you at Rob's house? You're supposed to be protecting the wall. What's wrong with you? He'd fucking kill me for saying that.
It's fine. He won't listen to this. He might, actually.
But yeah, basically the whole point of the story agents are headed to Coney Island in NYC in search of a cure to the virus that started everything. So
whoop.
Hopefully get some closure or a little bit more information on what the hell happened 8 months on, because it's 8 months on from the original game, isn't it?
Yep.
It's summertime.
Sunny Coney Island.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of said like we're going back to NYC, but we're not. We're not really, are we?
Yannick did clarify at the end of the set of the game, or towards the end of the set of the game, that you're not going to free roam in Coney Island. It's just you go there for the missions. That's it.
Do you find that a bit of a shame?
No. I mean, it's going to be like
the Pentagon.
Yeah, there's going to be like a base of operations within Coney Island.
A hub, yeah,
like a hub sort of thing, and then you get a bit of branch out. It's going to be the same sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. But anyone expecting to go back to New York City, and you're going to get to see the Division 1 in all its glory, but in the Division 2, I think we called this months ago. You were not going to be able to see that at all. I think it'd be quite cool to see if we get a few cameos from like Fei Lao.
Oh yeah, that's going to be
or the Doctor.
If they don't do that, then I'm going to cry.
Was it Rhodes? The JTF officer, Rhodes?
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep saying Rhodes to see, and then it'll be definitely yes.
It's an island in Greece. Rhodes.
I mean, yeah. But I got to be honest, I was pretty blown away by the trailer. I think it's a really, really, really good trailer. I hope it brings a lot of people kind of back to play the Division, because this is what I feel like most people have been waiting for mission-wise for the last year. This is like the one they announced at the start, being like, guys, we're going back to New York City, but we're not going to tell you anything about it for 8 months or however long it's been. So it's nice to kind of.
It's going to be 2.5 missions again, though, right?
Yeah, but they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed it's 2.5 missions?
I feel like they've set the ballpark with the last 2 episodes. That's what I'm expecting. There'll be good missions. Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine a lot of people are probably slightly let down that there isn't more, but we've said this all along. I'm surprised there wasn't more missions, but then the amount of detail, I will always go back to Destiny because for me, an expansion, I'll look to something like Destiny, which does like a decent job of, dropping a couple of, 5-6 missions, maybe more than that.
Yeah, but
the detail and the rest of it's a lot less, isn't it?
Destiny tends to rehash, like you'll do a mission, but you're revisiting other places that you've been before.
But reverse.
Yeah.
It's like a reverse map or something like off racing games. Yeah. But technically, this is slightly rehashed, but then upgraded at the same time.
No,
but then
did we ever go to Cody Island?
No, but we've got cleaners back.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
No. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really, honestly, blown away by the trailer. We get the first look at the chameleon in use. We got the first look at the new specialization, the firewall in use, and also there's a honey badger.
Wasn't blown away by either of those, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
What, the weapons, you mean?
As I predicted, the...
Wait, we need to cover this. Right? You're on about the flamethrower, yeah?
No.
Fuck.
The exotic.
Yes.
Is an AR variant of the...
Chris Vector.
The Vector.
Yeah.
But they've nerfed... Well, they haven't nerfed it, but the damage is... If you looked at the onset of the game, the damage is really reduced. Like it's... I think it was 13k or 14k. Like base stat, like compared to...
Yeah, it's 14k damage at 900 RPM.
Compared to the other ARs at that RPM, that's pretty low base damage. But then the perks will make it just as good as that. So it's kind of like...
But then we also don't know what build that's on. Do you know what I mean? Because depending on what weapon damage...
you've got a point. You have got a very good point.
Depending on what weapon damage, that's going to multiply that 14k, isn't it? Or increase it. The talents that you're going to get on the chameleon exotic is adaptive instinct. So you get hitting 30 headshots grants 20% critical hit chance and 50% crit hit damage for 45 seconds. Do we feel that's a little bit longer than intended?
No.
That's going to get nerfed.
Depends what the cooldown is.
Yeah. That's something we're still waiting to find out. But I would have thought like 30 seconds, not almost a minute.
The thing is, the Eagle Bearer is like similar to better perks than that, and there's no cooldowns. There's no time limits on the Eagle Bearer, right?
Yeah.
It just refreshes whenever you get so many headshots or whatever it is. Can't really remember. So the fact that it has that 45 seconds means there's probably a cooldown, which means you won't be able to proc it.
Yeah. But the other thing as well is
refresh it every 5 seconds.
Whilst you're proccing like the first part of the talent, getting the headshots, you're able to consecutively increase like all the other parts of this talent as well. So, not only can you get headshots with this talent, but hitting 60 body shots grants 100% weapon damage for 45 seconds as well. Hitting 30 leg shots grants 150% reload speed for 45 seconds. So like, it doesn't matter where you're firing, you're going to get a bonus. and it's consecutive as well. So each one it
Can
works on as
stack.
well. Yeah. So you'd be able to stack all 3 at the same time.
The interesting thing, what I found the most interesting was the passive talent was overlap, right?
Yes.
All the other exotic guns have a unique passive talent.
But that has a basic talent.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of useless as a secondary.
I wonder if they're moving away from... Well, not necessarily, because we don't know what's happening with weapon mods. They might be
also, we don't know what's happening with the exotics because they're reworking them all.
Yeah, well, this is it. They could be just having a main exotic talent moving forward in whenever we get the Gear 2.0 and having a basic talent on exotics.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's going to be static. Do you think that's going to be static? But then it's also a dev build as well, so...
True.
But why would they show us just a single exotic talent? So,
like, overlap is... Yeah.
I feel like that's a decent question for Thylander, though, is that overlap talent going to be static, or is it a case of you can
moving forward, that it would make sense for them to make the passive... Because... Merciless is abused a little bit in the current meta because you have that in your secondary and you can get explosive damage by shooting your main weapon.
Yeah.
So if they would have changed all the passive talents for the exotics to be just generic ones.
But what if they changed it so it wasn't predetermined? It wasn't static. So you could pick up a Carmelian.
They wouldn't be able to do that, not with the exotic.
You don't reckon?
No. Has to be static.
Unless they're changing the rules. But you can't roll it. And then you get into a position where you're trying to get potentially like a perfect roll.
Because then it's just a named weapon.
Yeah, but it's also got an exotic talent. But yeah. You know. Don't know. That's a good point though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other thing that's worth noting as well is the Carmelian optics. Basically, it has the ability, this weapon, to track bullet trajectories and identifies optimal shot placement. I don't know if you saw that, Rob.
What the fuck does that mean? I saw that it had like an LCD screen on the side of the scope.
Yeah. It's also got a CPU-looking barrel mag as well. Well, square box mag, but there we go. Yeah, I'm interested to try that out. But yeah, they've said it's all about timing to activate and stack all 3 buffs. It's also color dependent depending on the environment. And they still have not announced where we can pick this exotic rifle up from either. I was kind of hoping it would be on a quest line.
No, RNG did.
You reckon? You reckon it might be on the new mission somewhere?
Nope.
Oh, it could be, because didn't we have... Was it Merciless? Which was the ones that dropped... Oh, shit.
Might be tied to cleaners, I guess.
I'm trying to think what mission it was.
It's
where we went to the president's house. Do you know what I mean?
That's the gloves.
Yeah, BTSU gloves dropped from there by chance. I wonder if this is a similar thing.
Mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense if it was tied to
a mission,
a faction, because the rest of them are.
Anyway, let's see what else we've got. Yeah, so obviously in the trailer we see Firewall, which is the new flamethrower specialization. They said that they wanted to kind of bring it into the game earlier than they actually did. But they wanted to kind of let the game kind of settle for a bit and figure out what it wanted to be before they brought this in. And apparently this was the best time, obviously with the addition of cleaners. I was going back to New York City. This is kind of going around in a big circle.
This wound me up a little bit.
Why?
Because I came up with this about 3 years ago.
Okay, but do you want to preface
I said
that
this
a little bit.
I when we were playing Division 1, we were fighting cleaners a lot. I was like, when are we gonna get a flamethrower?
Yep. But also when we were talking about the Division movie, that's how how long we've been talking about having a flamethrower in the Division is when we what was it? We were coming up with dumbass like Division theories of what was going to happen in the film. I think you came up with Jake Gyllenhaal wielding two flamethrowers.
The main character was a flamethrower.
Jake
Gyllenhaal was just like the side piece who would pick up the flamethrower and it would talk to him and tell him what to do.
Okay.
The flamethrower was the agent.
The flamethrower was the agent.
Yeah.
I just kind of I can't believe it's in the game. I honestly can't fucking believe it's in the game. For the amount of times we joked about there being a flamethrower, even like 2 months ago, it was like, well, it's got to be coming, right? And then they actually did. I was like, wow. I mean, damn, you actually did it. I can't believe they did it. Do you like the look of it?
Yeah, it looks good.
It's a very different specialization, especially like the skill tree. It seems a little bit OP.
I don't know. George was using it on stream and he had infinite ammo. You obviously wouldn't have that in game.
It's very situational by the looks of it, isn't it?
He used up a mag in like seconds.
Yeah. But that's also dev build, so we don't know what. Yeah, they might be still making final adjustments to how much ammo it's using. But yeah, it's a very good point. It might be one of those things where we're getting rushed, and it'd be like, cool. Can you get?
But
one
the specialization tree seems strong,
very strong,
but very situational.
Yeah, so you got the Firewall Tactical Link, which gives 10% damage buff to all team members that are within a 10-meter range. That's quite a lot. There was also a question about that stacking. If you have 4 players running the same specializations tree. Let's hope not, right?
Yeah, it won't stack. 100% won't.
We'll see.
Maybe twice.
I feel like I want to say they've learned from the mistakes of the past, and that wouldn't be a thing, but I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks. Bull Rush, which is 50% bonus armor during cover-to-cover moves. The one that I really did like was the armor kit, which was, it gives you 200% armor and 200% health, but over a span of 10 seconds. That's really good, but that's a lot. That is a hell of a lot of health and armor, especially if you're already running like a tank build anyway. You just, obviously it's situational because you still need to put that armor kit on, but if you've got like these 300k builds that we've got at the minute, if not higher, with armor, well, they're going to be pretty much undefeatable, at least till Gear 2.0 drops.
Yeah.
Rob, what did you think of the double barrel shotgun?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah?
I just remember using a double barrel shotgun in Division 1 and just, yeah.
Yeah, because you had to proc. I can't remember what you had to proc, but you had to proc something and then it gave like additional damage. Yeah. It definitely kind of feels like one of those things, but that gives you, is it 40%?
50%. It removes 50%
fire damage
or
fire resistance.
So yeah, anything that has fire if anything's immune to fire, then they'll die.
What else we got? There's damage talents, fire response on armor break, apply burn to enemies within 5 meters. That is cool. So if you're getting absolutely shot at,
yeah, you saw that a lot.
Yes,
the stream because it kept going off because it kept losing his armor.
Yeah, they were hinting that that's going to be good for people going against shotguns, but what if you're using a shotgun? Enriched magnesium formula, where basically you can get up to 50% increased burn duration. Support talents, you're going to get frontline recovery, which gives up to 10, 20%, 30% health on kill, which is interesting.
Yeah, brother.
So that's a pretty strong. Without even using the weapon, the talents to back it up is pretty strong, I would say. Alongside
on par with the rest of the specializations.
Yeah.
Specializations. Sorry.
I don't know how powerful that flamethrower is going to be. It looks good, but it did seem like it was like one magazine per enemy.
You need to be close as fuck as well.
And that was a level 1 control point as well.
The grenades look good though.
The grenades do look good.
They like spread. Like you get that original circle, then they like get a bit bigger, and then it just.
Yeah, so it's a cluster grenade. So it's literally doing that. It's kind of like one grenade that splits off into several. So you've got a larger AOE, which is pretty cool. And I think finally, the weapon mod that comes with this is a tactical grip for the underbarrel slot, and it gives you
10% weapon damage.
10% weapon damage.
Not weapon damage.
Crit hit damage.
Crit hit damage. That was it.
Yeah. Not weapon damage. But all in all, I'm interested to use it. I think it's going to be cool using the flamethrower. I'm looking forward to using that against the cleaners. I'm still a little bit worried about some of those buffs. But then some of them you can only like select one or the other. So
it might be a skill, but like once the new changes happen, it might be a skill build because
there is one thing that we're forgetting as well, is the fact that this new specialization kind of combines with the shield.
Striker shield.
Yeah, the striker shield, and you're able to use the flamethrower at the same time as using the striker shield, which is really cool. And you also get a kind of cone on the floor to kind of show the damage you're going to be dealing. Which is cool. Yeah.
This is why I said it might, with the new changes, this might increase in damage because of if you're at skill tier 6, and then you get the whole, what was it? The overcharge thing. Then you deploy your shield. Then your shield's invincible, basically.
Yeah.
For a couple of seconds.
Theory crafting already.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But I was just thinking, like, there's no way you're going to be running tier 6, Rob.
No, 100%.
Because you fucking hate skills.
100%. I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying,
give you a
might
gun.
be like
the pyromancy class.
Skill build's a wet dream, you know?
Yeah, it's the pyromancy class, finally.
Yeah, I guess.
We just need a healing class, right? We've got kind of everything else. We've got the Terminator class. We've got the other classes. I say classes.
We've got the Pauper class.
The Pauper class. What's the one we called it last week? Fuck, the rag cloth. No, the loincloth. The loincloth. But yeah, it's to say we took the piss, it's better than I thought. I didn't think it was doable, but they finally did it, and respect, I guess. What else we got? I think that's it, really. We got a few issues we'll talk about in a second. Obviously, the actual content itself, as kind of briefly said, but we are only getting 2 new missions, which is Coney Island Ballpark, Coney Island Amusement Park, and then I think that's it. You're going to get your new classified assignments for season pass owners, which take place at the detention center and nightclub, which I'm guessing only take place in Washington, D.C. I can't imagine they're going to be at NYC at all. They look cool from the images that they displayed, but they didn't really show much.
Date-wise, we know that it's going to be in February. Right?
Yeah, they still have... I can't believe there's no release date of this still.
It's ridiculous.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
We're not going to tell you, but we can hint at it. It's basically 11th and 18th. essentially.
But from a marketing and a hype point of view, this is really bad if you don't know when your content's coming out, right?
No, they do.
Oof. I
They're
don't
just not
understand
allowed. The PR team won't let them tell because they're not allowed for legal reasons, I imagine.
But how can you leave it that close? Do you know what I mean? Like,
patches always deploy on Tuesday, so 11th and the 18th, or it might be 18th and 25th.
yeah, it's weird. It's not long at all. They said that for non-season pass owners, they will still get it in February. So it's either the 11th or it's the 18th. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to see. But yeah, it's going to be one of those dates. It's going to be dropping. I'm just really surprised that they do not still know at the minute when this is going to drop.
I would say 18th because otherwise they would have said it already.
Yeah.
We'll find out next week, I guess.
Yeah, maybe not.
maybe not.
I try to think of other stuff. Hopefully they don't drop the missions early for streamers to play, so it spoils it for everyone out there, like they did last time.
When I was watching, State of the Game, I saw M-Tash go, maybe I'll get to play this tomorrow because I'm a streamer. I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
He's not wrong though.
No, I know.
He's not. Yeah, so when it does drop, it will be available immediately for season pass holders. Everyone else will have to wait till the following week. The specialization will be there when the content drops for everyone. However, those of you with the season pass, you'll have the specialization there straight away.
You nerd.
But then you also got angry before saying they were taking content away from you. So for those of you that want something to do in the meantime, you can unlock the firewall specialization through special field research, the 5 stages. I think, yeah, it is 5 stages, and get all the rest of it. I'm interested to see what the
oh yeah, because there'll be like
vanity set
named
for it,
pieces tied with that as well. Usually there's named pieces tied with the specialization.
Yeah. Like
that's
the
interesting.
motherly gloves.
Yeah.
Last time.
Oh, I'm more interested in that now. Yeah, especially because all the changes happening after this.
I'm looking at the stuff you can get though. You can get.
You can't see it. Shut up.
No, cosmetic rewards such as the firewall safety helmet, shirt, pants, and mask.
Oh, you look like a fireman. Oh yeah.
Is it fireman? I tell you one thing.
I mean, I've already got, because I got the pre-order bonus where you look like a fireman. Like the first respond. It's called the first responder set, but you look like a fireman.
This is the way you're saying. Oh, it's a mundane signature weapon skin as well. I don't know what that is, but all right, okay.
It's mundane.
It's boring. Okay. Do you think we'll get a apparel event for this?
Of course we will, dude.
You reckon?
It's sweet money, yeah, bro.
The thing is, right, I thought they would have announced that first before what was actually.
No.
I shouldn't joke about
got
that.
Shat on.
I don't know. There's a lot of shit going around at the minute on freaking YouTube and Reddit where, you know, priority alerts, we've just introduced a new cache of the game. However, we're not going to talk about anything for a few weeks.
Honey Badger, though, right?
Yeah, Honey Badger.
What the fuck is a Honey Badger? I don't even know. They said that at the end of the special, at the end of the State of the Game. I was like,
it's a new weapon that's going to be introduced to the game.
No, it's an old weapon that's been reintroduced, apparently.
Is it an old one?
I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
I
know a honey badger is a really deadly creature in the real world, but like,
do you know any other facts on honey badgers before we move on?
Give me a second.
Okay, I'm going to give you seconds to Google honey badger. What would have been more interesting if we'd have had more facts on the actual honey badger rifle?
The honey badger, also known as the ratel, is a mammal widely distributed in Africa, Southwest Asia, and Indian subcontinent.
I feel like I've learned nothing new apart from where it comes from.
Fuck off.
Right, okay, so almost done for this week. They did. They did.
What did they do?
They did leave some hints towards what's possibly coming. I put year 3. I didn't mean to put year 3. I meant after episode 3. So they had the question a lot in chat, basically asking, are we getting hunters? Because obviously we're going back to NYC. And Drew was almost like he was going to say no and give that whole marketing answer of, well, we don't want to talk about it now, or whatever's coming to the future, or no, they're not going to come. But
we might find out tomorrow that Drew's been sacked, because he shouldn't have told us that.
Yeah. It did feel like he was going to be like, well, it's not something we're thinking about now, but, never say never. I honestly thought that's what
like the whole survival thing.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was like the survival thing. It actually felt like that. And basically he said there is definitely going to be more hunters in the future in an update that is going to be coming after episode 3. I feel like we are slowly ramping up.
There is going to be one more hunter left.
Yes. It's Aaron Keener in full hunter regal, if he's not dead by the end of episode 3.
He is the hunted.
But then didn't he send the hunters? We'll find out next week on next week's State of the Game, because they're doing a lore episode.
Oh, that's going to be a train wreck.
And other hints towards what's happening after episode 3. They've announced Heroics. Heroics. Sorry, I've been watching Team America too much recently.
Wow, dude.
It's a good film. Especially the bit where they do the dress up scene. Where they go to Dakar.
I haven't seen that in a long time, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen Dakar?
No, I've seen it, but like years ago.
I went to the cinema to see that film. I felt absolutely shit.
You paid money for that shit.
I'm trying to think which one's better. Is it that one or the other one? Or Orgasmo? The superhero one?
Okay.
You not seen that one?
Nope.
Definitely not a Trey Parker.
We are branching off right now.
Well, that might be
basketball. Great film.
Basketball, standard. Yeah, good film. If you like basketball, you like Orgasmo. It's like a
spoof of...
It's a superhero? No, it's a superhero thing. But yeah, anyway, they've said we got all that from Heroics. Basically they're changing it, so not only will the Black Tusk invade the map, but they're going to rotate it so all the factions will...
thank fuck for that.
Yeah, all the fucking factions will now invade the heroic missions.
I asked for that years ago. Well, probably not years ago.
It feels like years ago, because I feel like we've been talking about certain things.
Like, yes, I'd love that. I want heroics that are like that difficult, but with not just Black Tusk. Yeah, brilliant. That's amazing. Glad that's happening.
What faction do you want to see this? Like, what faction do you want to come up with?
Anything other than Black Tusk, I don't want to shoot a dog in the fucking ass for 20 seconds before I fucking kill it.
You want to shoot something else, like a freaking
a hyena, like in the ass before it dies.
Are you looking forward to shooting cleaners in the ass again? Well, I say on the ass, in the back,
in the tank.
In the tank.
And they explode
in the butt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
the tank is going to be in the same place. By the way, they haven't moved it, because why would you? They wouldn't. They haven't. I'm playing it. I can't even talk right now. I'm gonna play the tank.
I'm gonna play the tank.
They've just left it where it was, so we can just go bang. You're dead. Bang. Blow.
Dead. Yeah. The only thing I will say about heroics, do you think they're going to get more difficult after this Gear 2.0 shit?
Yes.
Good. And then new factions is going to add to that as well.
Yes.
And on top of that, we already know that the NPCs randomize the spawns as well.
Yes.
I'm just saying things.
I
thought you were just going to say yes. Before we go, there's several issues just affecting the live game currently. As a heads up, there's no maintenance this week. So first up, we've got Clan XP not updating. They're looking into it. Blueprints not showing. Underlying cause. I still cannot believe.
Good, bro.
Yeah, I can't believe there's blueprints still.
Canley College Shovel not owning. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
There's
Who's still playing that content?
The new players that bought the game at Christmas.
Just stop, okay?
Well, they haven't got much choice because they can't open it to get the diamond back.
Just don't even bother. The gun's trash.
But collection?
No. Don't care.
Anyway, that's it for this week. Robert, do you want to read out the first question of feedback for the show?
The only question?
It's not.
Well, according to the notes, there's just one question.
No, I couldn't be bothered to transfer them.
You son of a bitch. Not Me Mister says, I'll jump on and play the 2 main missions, but got to say I'm not expecting much story-wise, given that we had in episode 1 and episode 2. Setting my expectations low to avoid disappointment. Yeah, standard. Given last year, the speculation about Brooklyn did that come from the community hope, or was that based on something that we said by
I was surprised to see it's only Coney Island he ended with. I wasn't. I think we kind of called this months ago, didn't we? There was like no way we were going to go back to NYC.
I'm sorry I
not properly
completely ruined your question. I'm not very good at reading.
Standard. But yeah, thank you very much for your thoughts, not me, mister. Moving on, we got Parsifal, who said, Flamethrower looks cool. Combo with the shield is also good move. The Carmelian AR seems great. No negative things from me. Interesting to see what will be OP when combining the firewall talents with current talents. Yeah, it's literally how I think how a lot of people are kind of thinking at the minute. Thomas Obebeka Thompson says, I don't care anymore. They've ruined all the excitement by not announcing when the new gear things will drop and not already starting a PTS in it. Because we've now had a year of them trying to balance gear without much success. Apparently, were we close? And now we start over. I mean, yeah, it was close, but there was still a lot of things that needed sorting out. I understand if like they ruined the excitement by not announcing it, but you know they wanted to get up in front and kind of talk about these things in advance and kind of get the community's view on it. As for the PTS, it's not ready. I'd say it's a couple of months out. It's, you know, we ain't going to see any PTS, I wouldn't think, before March. Would you agree with that, Rob?
Yeah. As for PR, Ubisoft suck. It's fine.
They literally pretty much confirmed today, like, we can't tell you because it's out of our hands. They looked today like they were like, we want to give you a release date for the expansion, and they can't tell us.
It's not Massive's fault, right? Let's not blame Massive for this shit. They're under a what's the word? Conglomerate of Ubisoft. Yeah. They have no power in dates whatsoever. It's all done by Ubisoft. So you fucked.
Yeah. Moving on. What else we got? Agent Putt says, I think encouraging bad aim is a bad idea with regards to the Carmelian. Body shots getting 100% weapon damage for 45 seconds is way too much and too long and really bad for PvP. I think we need to see how that plays out, but I think that is going to get adjusted in a future patch to maybe 30 seconds.
It's 100% damage on that weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That weapon, by what we've seen, might not have very high damage output.
But it depends what your build's like going forward.
True.
If people turn that thing into a glass cannon, yep.
100% of 0 is still 0.
True. Trey, spelled with a 3, says, I agree 100%. The game's already super easy to aim compared to Division 1. The guns are way easy to control, to have talent rewarding body shots. Yeah, I mean,
you're playing on PC, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's not that much recoil on PC anyway, is there?
No, none.
No. Going from Destiny or like the Division on PlayStation to or a console using a controller to PC, you can definitely see there's a hell of a difference. Snake762 says, "Hello, Mr. Keener. Seen any hunters recently? Well, according to Drew, you'll see some soon." And Mazel Munitz says, "Yep, but who is that person on the shadow in the ground?" I don't know who the shadow in the ground is, but if you're on about the picture we put up on Twitter, that is potentially Keener, but we'll find out. Finally, Agent Mab says, "Looking forward to hearing you guys' opinions." I heard from the state of the game was more. All I heard from the state of the game was more hunters and lore state of the game next week. Yes, I'd say more hunters. You can have more hunters, but I think that's untrue.
Our resident anti-hunter is not here right now. Please come back next week and try again.
I'm interested to see Luke's thoughts. I did ping him a message. I don't know if he actually put anything up in the end. No,
he didn't.
That's cool.
Too busy playing a different game.
He's not very well. But yeah, huge thank you to everyone sending questions and feedback this week. We really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to next week's State of the Game. I'm looking forward to they're going to do a catch-up episode on everything, all the events up to now, lore-wise with the Division 1 and I'm guessing the Division 2 to kind of get people, because I guess there's been a lot of people that haven't played the Division 1 and kind of just jumped on the bandwagon with the Division 2, which is a good thing. But the only thing is there's still no news on PvP, which we were promised 2 weeks ago.
Did we promise that? I don't remember that.
They said there's going to be PvP. We're going to talk about PvP in 2 weeks. Now, Drew brought up that there was supposed to be talking about a roadmap of what was coming up over February, but they didn't seem very prepared for it. So all that was announced is next week they were talking about story lore. So hopefully that's in the next couple of weeks.
Ubisoft has shut that down then.
Well, I can imagine how it's probably going to go is next week story lore, which would make sense. Week after, it's probably going to drop. The state of the game that week will probably be discussing
bug fixing
issues with it and who can play it and all the rest. Just kind of doing a recap of probably today's. The following week will be like
major bug fixing.
No, well, the following week will be like everyone who didn't play it last week, you can play it, and then after that, I'm hoping
even more major bug fixing.
Yeah, hopefully we'll start getting into towards the end of February some actual.
Then they'll tell us about the new stuff.
No, you still probably.
Got they won't tell us a date. They'll tell us about the new stuff.
Well, they've kind of told us about the new stuff anyway.
No, but I mean, like more in depth. They just hinted.
There's stuff coming. If you've seen what a couple of ETF members have been posting on Twitter this week, there's stuff coming. It just better be more than global events, because I won't be happy if it is global events.
Yeah,
I won't. I wasn't happy the first time around.
You love it.
I fucking hate global events.
You love it.
Anyway, Robert.
Hello.
Where can the listeners find us? Let's see if, because I absolutely screwed up Luke's bit last week. Let's see if you can hold it together.
You can find us over at SITREP Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as our personal accounts. Send any questions or feedback for the show to sitrep.radiopod@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Discord. The link is in the show notes. You want to hear your thoughts on the news and the topics we cover, so be sure to leave a comment and join the discussion in those places. Mike?
Please leave a review of the show using the podcast app of your choice. We genuinely enjoy reading them all. The feedback is normally excellent, and at the end of the day, it does actually help people to find our little show as well. If you do listen all the way to the end of the show, you will hear all the juicy details about the other awesome shows that are available on the Mash Those Buttons network. We do live stream as often as we can. I'm really sorry we haven't been doing it recently. I don't think our machines are up to scratch for running Tarkov.
I did a stream the other day.
You had no sound, though, you were saying.
No, my sound was badgered. It was fine. It was just badgered.
Badgered.
I had, because we were trying new things with YouTube, I had accidentally enabled 2 of everything audio-wise. So, like, you could hear me twice and you could hear this the game audio twice. So it sounded like there was a massive echo, which, yeah, it was bad.
So it basically turned into Reddit and Twitter.
No, it was just like, because my normal audio and sound is through a filter, so there's like a little bit of a delay, so it's like a little bit of an echo, which to Luke, because Luke was watching because he was ill, it just sounded like tinny to him, but it was
it was a fact. It was like kind of reverberating.
It was a mess, but I fixed it. It's fine. I will stream. I will stream again.
Okay, after the show.
No,
because you're too drunk.
No comment.
As for last week's YouTube test, it didn't work very well.
No. We're going to
potentially
do something else when Luke's back.
We'll see. I still think we'll just grab the audio from all 3 and put them together.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. That's a no. You might as well have said maybe.
I did say
I'm
maybe.
messing. Well, technically you did. It was just a long way of doing it. But yeah, if you do want to see a stream, I can't remember if I read it out or not. It's at twitch.tv/SITREP Radio. And we will be back over there soon. I might even stream the week this goes live, the episode 3 content, because I'm going to jump back on and play it. But yeah, thank you very much for listening this week, and we've obviously been SITREP Radio, and we'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Sequence complete. Security protocols deactivated. Server data replaced and CPU destroyed. Terminating connection in 3, 2...
You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction complete.